Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. There's a bit of a joke going around the workshop that I have a bit of a clicking problem, and they might be right. I really like my lockpicks. I like them so much, because it's kind of what I do all day and it's my living. So when a new lockpick comes out on the market, I like to buy it. Some lockpicks are really, really expensive. I first looked at this type of lockpick going back at least 5 years, when the only one available on the market was from Turbo Decoder. I was quite impressed with their tool, but unfortunately my budget didn't really allow me to experiment or to buy those tools, and my amount of work that I was using with that tool wouldn't really allow me to pay, I think, €500 per tool or more. So I think it was €800 or something along those lines. It was a crazy amount. A lot of people were saying as well that a Lishi tool can do just as much, and it's a lot cheaper, and customers aren't happy paying any more than they have to, and when they see you doing it twice or three times as quick, it's not going to be a good scenario. So I took all of that on board, and I didn't actually buy any of those Turbo Decoders, and I kept my money. These ones now came out on the market, and these seems to be like a Turbo Decoder, but a little bit cheaper, I guess you could say. So I thought we'd go through and we'd have a look, and I'd try using it for the first time. I've set myself up a VW door lock with a HU66 in it. The four that I bought here is HU100, HU100R, HU92, and HU66. So basically VW, BMW, the other BMW, Opel, and that's also does Range Rover as well. So some pretty common ones that we would kind of use. And my thoughts are behind it that if we have a backup tool compared to the Lishi, sometimes these locks get stuck, and I've had the Lishi, and there's been times when I just couldn't get it. So a backup tool would be nice. So let me take you through and just show you what's in this tool here. Here's the one for the Opel, obviously judging by the key. So there's your reset or calibration type of tool. On the top here is just like a rubber grommet that slides over this sleeve. This sleeve slides over the top, and you can see the amount of grease in there. So there's quite a lot of grease. I'll zoom in so you can really see the tool. There we go. Now the tool itself has this sleeve that slides up and down the side of the key blank. So when I pull these two buttons on the side back, they go all the way back, they go all the way forward. There are some elements in here which can be raised up to the right position before you start. That is done by this little tiny key, which is included right here. The actual grease and all the rest is kept protective by this screw-on cap, so I definitely give them points for design on that part of it, so that you can keep it in a nice case without it getting messy and greasy. The only one thing I would say about this particular design I'm not so happy with is that it feels very dry within this top slide. This one doesn't feel too bad, but I looked at the other HU66 and I wasn't very impressed with that. The first thing I wanted to do was hit it with the lubrication. Yeah, it just felt very, very dry. Anyway, without waffling on too much, let's just put that aside. So this is the first time I have ever used this tool, and I'm going to see if I can get it to work. So I'm just going to set up a few things here. Might be a second. Whoa. I just went and pushed it, and the little tiny thing just came out. I'm not very happy with that. I hope that is not what is yet to come. Ooh, that does not make me happy. First time round, and that little thing just slides straight on out. That is frustrating. I'll just push it to where I need it to go to, and I'm going to hope literally for the best that that doesn't happen again, and I have no further problems with that. Alright, so here is the key. I'm going to put that into the lock, simulate, yes it is turning. Yes it is turning. We're going to get our reset key here. Okay. Okay, that's gone in. Now get these moving. See, I'm finding it a bit hard to get this slide up the front now. Why? What am I hitting on? What am I hitting on? I can't push it. I'm literally getting stuck on something. Alright, back to the bench we go. So this is the first time I've ever used this tool, and I am kind of just working it out as I go. There was no instructions in with this tool, so unfortunately I am just learning. But by showing it on camera, it shows you that a more realistic view of what you're up for and what we're talking about. Okay, so I'm going to try and push this all the way forward now. I've reset them. Okay, that seems to be working. Now I'm going to come through and push these through that little hole again. Yes. 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 And kind of yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so that makes more sense than the way I did it before. That's probably why the part came out. So anyway, let's see if this tool actually works. Keep in mind, I have not used this tool before. Okay, I'm quite happy I've got that all the way there. Pull that back. Will this or will this not work? It is a question. My vise is a terrible one as well. I bought it, it came out all nice and shiny and chrome, but unfortunately since then it's just rusted and the nuts have fallen off and the handle's kind of worn out too, so it's kind of just fallen to bits on me. Doesn't look like I'm getting much success here. So I can see the key profile I'm going for, and that's it on the screen now. And I'm trying not to break this tool first time round. It was expensive. I don't want to break it. My vise is moving everywhere. Okay, so I think it's time we just take a little break here, take the tool out, and have a look and see what is actually happening here. So those ones have not moved. Those ones have not moved. So whatever we're doing here, we're not doing right. Something is wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pump a little bit of spray into this lock, and everyone's going to go, no, don't do it. But I'm going to do it. Okay. Let's give that round too. So I'm quite happy that these are all in the right position. Let's see if this tool is getting all the way into the back. So let's try it with this key. Okay, that goes in nicely. Okay, that's all the way to the back. Nice. Try it. Okay, let's check how we're doing. Let's put the sleeve back on. Let's pull it out. And as you see, I am not really getting much motion at all from this. So I'm not loving it. Bit disappointed at this stage. Let me just check if we've had any movement. Aha, the top two have movement. So that's good. The top two have movement. On this side, the bottom two have movement. So I think we're actually getting somewhere now. I don't want to do any more pressure to this because I can just feel I'm not going to be doing any good for the lock. So I'm going to reset it with a key. I'm going to test my key. Luckily it still works, so I haven't damaged it. I'm going to check my bitting. I'm going to reset everything. Alright, so I have given this a go now with somewhat force, more force than I'd like to use. I can see the top two, the second two are up the top, they haven't moved, and on this side as well they hadn't moved. I did get them to move before, but I feel I was applying quite a lot of force to this tool. So in all fairness, if that's the type of picking method it is, I don't know if I'm really happy with that. You shouldn't have to apply that much force to a lock to get it to pick. And I'm applying a fair bit of force and I'm still not getting it or getting those parts to actually move. So I'm just going to make sure this goes all the way. That is 100% to the back now. I can feel it. So let's give this one last go. Okay, so first impressions of this tool. Go back over here. Right, so first impressions of this tool. Yeah, we did get the levers to move. It seemed to be wanting to turn, but I couldn't actually get it to turn the lock. The amount of force that I'm applying left and right can only, in my experience, make me feel like I'm doing damage to the levers. Overall, first impression of this tool, I'm not very impressed. I'm not very happy. I am a bit disappointed, and I'm a dickhead because I bought 4 of them. So I hope they're going to work better on the Opel and the other one, because this is a Volkswagen. The key does still work. I'll just check it. Yeah. Key still works, but I'm not very impressed for my first time around with it. There is a possibility that I might be using a wrong technique on this, because there were no instructions included. It's just what I could pick up and what I found out is the operation that I was demonstrating. The build of it looks quite good, but unless it can you know, pop it open, it's useless. And from what I just tried, I couldn't get it open. So perhaps there is some other technique in there. But if it includes you going like this and crunching the lock in with a lot more force than I did, I wouldn't feel happy with that, because I was going to about the limit where you start bending and breaking discs. And I can't get some of these parts to actually move on one time round. Next time round I did get them to move, but it's still not opening the lock. Unless there is always that other option, that other chance that I'm using the wrong series or something along those lines. But to me, that looks like a HU66. The key goes into it nicely. I can't see the difference in them. That is what it should be. So yeah, a little bit disappointing. A little bit disappointing. I mean, the track does go longer on this one than this one. That might be the actual issue if we compare it. How far does that track go back? So its last cut is here. So I'm just going to quickly roughly measure. No, that looks like it should be the right one, meaning its last cut would be about here. So should be the right one. Anyway, leave a comments down below if it's something I'm doing wrong, or if you've used this or you haven't used this, or what you think. My verdict of it at the moment is I'm not particularly happy with it. I wasn't able to pick a lock with it first time round, so it's back to the drawing board on that. That's my quick review and look at MP Tools Professional Locksmiths. Update and upgrade, open, reading, 2-in-1, safety and durability. So I don't know about safety with that amount of force on it, but we'll see. Thanks for watching.